Hello everyone! Today I'll be using acrylic pouring to paint a beautiful mountainscape. We will be using real plants to achieve some stunning gold accents. And we are going to combine some of the most satisfying techniques I know all in one go. Let me show you how I did it. I will start with mixing the lightest paint for my background. I've got Pearl Space Grey with Titanium White. I've got this light grey. I've got this light gold. If you've seen some old Japanese paintings or parchments, that's the color I'm looking for. It's still way too dark, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to transfer a bit here into white. Okay, that's better. Maybe a drop of blue, like I really mean a drop. It's an empty jar, so it's going to be really a drop. Now I'll be adding some Floetrol. This is the British Floetrol. It's thicker than the American one. Probably half and half. Now I'll be making a mix with those two blues, Pearl Glacier Blue and Brilliant Blue. Now I've been playing with the same colors, intermixing them. So basically I've got those 7 pots, and I've been adding each color to another pot. Everywhere, a bit of teal, a bit of blue, a bit of gray, a bit of black and a bit of white. If I do the background, I'm going to go even more crazy. I'm going to actually mix those paints in little pots to make a little flip cup. Now, if you ever have problems with pouring paints, you don't get the right effects, or something goes wrong, or it cracks, the main problem in 99% of the time, I would say, is the consistency of the paint. So I've mixed my paints. I would say 1 part of paint, 1 part of Floetrol. You can actually add more Floetrol and 1 part of my mix, which is water and PVA glue. But some people just use half paint, half Floetrol. You have to test what works for you. This is my consistency. I hope you see. Runs off the stick beautifully. Completely uninterrupted stream. And a very small build-up. And if this is too thick, I'm just using water like this. And all of them are the same. I'm starting with my sky color and a bit of actually real white. Tiny bit of pink blush. And again a bit of this gray and some white. I am pouring from above. I want the colors to mix just a little bit. I would say I probably need that much of a sky, so quite a lot comparing to the rest. I think we are ready to put the canvas up. I'm expecting some mess. What do I have? So I've got those light colors layered, those light blues with white layered, and then light teals with gray, and then darker, and then the teals with black. I'm just going to flip it over like this. And with the other ones, maybe I'll flip some of them, maybe I'll drizzle some of them. We'll see. I don't think I've ever put a jar like this in a flip cup. So I'm going to move it up, and then maybe I'll just spread the paint a little bit. Make it a bit moist, and then release it. There are some hints of colors underneath. You'll be able to see them in a minute. I'm actually glad I put this little bit of peach in it. Forgive me, I'm not using gloves as usual, you know. I am going to collect all that paint in a second, but that's exactly the color I wanted, so I am happy. A little bit of white on its own. You know, it's your painting. You can just play as much as you wish with it. Now, the faintest mountains in the distance. Okay, I'm going to drag them onto the sky somehow. And I do want them to mix a bit with the sky, if that's possible. I'm really experimenting here. Like, Hope you don't mind. Somewhere like this. Too much white here, so I am going to blend it just like that. Bottom part doesn't matter because there will be another color. I will use all the leftover paint from the table. I never throw anything away, you know that. So we have this. Now we need the darker one somewhere here. I am flipping this one lower this time and dragging it up. That will be probably better idea. Okay, so this one somewhere here, and I don't want to destroy the previous ones, you know. I think they should be more blended at the top. What do you think? I'm mixing with the stuff on the table just to create some lighter areas. That's interesting. Shall we torch it? Now, these mountains that I'm going to do now will be really seen. They'll be closer, so I am not going to do a flip cup. I'm just going to... So there'll be something like this and something like that. Okay, and now what? Now I need to drag it down, don't I? Somehow. I do like those stripes, you know. I don't want to really destroy them, but I don't think I have a choice. I just try and spread them a bit. Well, I had to. There was no other way to avoid it. So I'll add some more darker color in a minute. I'm just keeping the tops the way I wanted them. And now let's put and I'll try to drag it down. Well, the mountains are getting steeper and steeper. They're definitely pretty. I'm liking them, you know. I am liking them. I didn't even mix this one, you know. And I did have some lighter blue here for the really close to us section. Where is it? And don't worry, because there will be stuff happening on it. We could also use a paper towel, you know, and drag some sections to create some interest. Let's just tidy up everything. I've removed all the paints and this is the leftover color. Look how pretty. I haven't mixed it yet, but you can see all my drips in here. It's going to be interesting. Custom made color. So leaving it to dry and see you later. The painting got dry a bit darker than I expected, so I am just coming back with a little brush and thinking with maybe some lighter sections, just a little bit here and there. Now look what I've got. Whole selection of leaves of grass. Well, I didn't want to sound like Walt Whitman, but well, that's what I have. Oh my goodness. These are seeds. These are not bugs. What will I choose? Probably the best idea would be to go with something smaller at the bottom. And the colors, this is my new gold that I bought, and some yellow ochre. And look what I'm doing. I'm actually doing it on the table on cling film because I want to spread them, you know, quite generously. This will be the first one. Maybe I need a bigger brush. You see, I'm never prepared for what I'm doing. I just do it on the spot. I want you to feel the experience, me experimenting. This is going, oh, that's a nice color. Need to cover it quite generously and see. Hopefully it will stay in this position. Probably be my main problem. Okay, where are you going? You are going somewhere here. Okay, once I touched it, that's it. Let's just use some newspaper. We're hoping for some good print. If not, you know, I'll wipe it off. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, lovely. I don't know, I might use it again, but I've got such a selection, why would I? Okay, now, bit of a challenge. I would like something bigger going here. Or shall I leave it and then go over once it's dry? Maybe that's a better idea, you know? Okay. So how about, still, let's try the same one. I can see I need more paint, much more paint. I wouldn't mind it spread, but I don't know if it's doable. Please behave. I didn't want to cover my nice mountain. No. So let me wipe it off. I've got something here beautiful, but probably incredibly difficult to paint over. So let's just cover the whole thing. I'm liking it. I like those blades of grass. I might keep quite a few to add later because I do like it. Just a simple blade. Couple more, but I won't bore you with that. Before I clear all the mess, I'm going to do the sun. There's something missing here, and that's the space for the sun. I think that will be the right size. If you haven't watched my crane tutorial, you will be wondering, what is she doing? Why doesn't she just paint the sun? You will see in a minute. And no, I am not going to use this. What we want is the negative space. You know, I always try to find an easier way to do something. So this is frisket paper, but you can use contact paper or cut it out of tape. Doesn't really matter if you are going to use my technique, of course. If you put it ever so lightly, you can move it. It's nice that the blades, and I was thinking about it, you know, when I was putting the blades, where do I want those blades and how do I want to keep them? I mean, I always think about composition to be pointing towards the sun. Now I'm using the same color, but instead of a brush, I am going to use a sponge. You maybe also noticed that there was this white space here between those, let's call them the cloud formations. So I can see one of the seeds got stuck in here. No worries, these are not bugs. So one layer and I will leave it to dry. I will add now only gold to some edges, maybe just to the right side. Just didn't want to have it completely one color, but that's not the end. Super exciting part, some gold leaf. So this is the gilding paste. I usually use a really small brush, so how about a bigger one? And how much do I want around the sun? Maybe I don't want it perfect, a little bit. I always think that I can add more, but later I regret. I want the edge nicely done, and then just a little bit. That's probably enough. All right. Now I was considering actually dipping the whole blade of grass in the gilding paste, but after some consideration I thought, do I want actually much more? I'm not sure I want much more, so I am just going to choose some sections of the blades that I want to be golden. Oh, it's so fragile. What was that one? So now I like ripping it in pieces because then I can control it more. I think I put it on the stem as well. All right, so that was this one. Now I think there is a little one somewhere here. Okay, so I'm going to stick it to every part and then I'll come back to you. Let's see how much is left. Dry brush, of course, not a wet one. That goes in the jar. Might use it for another project. It's good for resin as well. I'm really liking the effect, and I'm glad I didn't put it on every blade of grass. I definitely personally don't like it overloaded. I can't wait to peel this on. Very curious about the top of that. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, it worked out really well. I might scrape off some here. I think that's a bit too much for my liking. I'll tidy up and I'll show you the most satisfying peel. I am super happy with these. Don't they look good? How nice. Well, there we are. I hope you all enjoyed. I would love to hear what you think about this piece in the comments. If you would like to help support the channel and get access to all sorts of extra content at the same time, please check out my Patreon. And don't forget that this original piece is for sale now on my website. Thank you so much for watching. See you all next week. Bye bye.